What up guys, my name is Dorshi and today's video we'll be talking about 5 secret movement tips that will make you look like Foon's student. All of these tips are pretty unintuitive, so finding these without any outside help is pretty tough. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if some of these techniques get patched. Just a quick reminder that I do stream on Twitch every Monday and Thursday, links below. A common scenario you'll find yourself in when attacking on split is getting stopped by a sage wall at mid. Unless you opt for shooting down the wall, the only way to get past is to play an agent with a movement ability such as Omen's Teleport or Jet's Updraft. As the attackers, not having mid control on split gives the defenders the quickest rotation between the two sites. But there's still a tricky way to get around this that isn't agent specific. It's possible to jump on top of the mid box by using a crouch bug. First, you have to sprint and jump off the elevated lip of the platform. After the jump, proceed to hold the crouch button. When you make contact with the edge of the box, you release the crouch button and you'll almost be sucked onto the top of the box. This trick is also not speed dependent, so it's possible with even an Odin. Many of us have witnessed pros use jump peeking to gain info while staying relatively safe. Some prime examples include backside of B-side Mirage or Hell on A-side Ascent. As long as your opponent doesn't hit a nasty shot while you're mid-air, you're pretty safe. But there's actually a variation to the standard jump peek that makes it so you don't make any noise when you jump or land. This jump peek best works if you stay in the same spot when you jump. To do this, hold crouch for a brief moment, jump, then uncrouch at some point during the jump and you'll land without making any noise at all. No noise is made from the initial jump and the landing as well. It's all about having a rhythm to your jump peeks if you want to have as much uptime as possible. Going too fast will result in making a landing noise. If you're familiar with Counter-Strike's movement, you'll understand that bunny hopping, b-hopping for short, is a movement option that allows for insane plays. Valorant does have its own version of bunny hopping, but it's infinitely times more easy in this game, but at the cost of its previously high skill ceiling since the speed is capped. In Counter-Strike, the timing window of hitting a successful b-hop is small and your speed is directly correlated to how you time your strafes and your jumps. Contrast that with Valorant's b-hopping where you can hold any direction and just spam jump. A huge difference though that many don't discuss is that you can b-hop up slopes without making any noise. I'm unsure what causes this mechanic to happen, but if you b-hop up a slope while holding the walk key, you don't make any noise. This is extremely useful in scenarios when you want to rotate somewhere without the opponents knowing. A good example would be when the opponents are hitting A-site on Haven and you're rotating to Heaven but don't want to give away your position. If you compare the speed of the silent b-hop versus walking all the way up the stairs, it's a bit faster as well. As I mentioned earlier in this video, jump spotting is a fantastic way to play relatively safe while still gaining information. This can also be applied to jump peeking corners to gain info. This works exceptionally well at spots where you have clear vision of a long corridor, so you increase your chances of surviving a headshot if they do get a shot in. The main drawback to this though is that you have to keep your jump peek tight in order to not die, but you lose potential information gained because you don't get full view when you do peek. However, Valorant's physics system can change this by abusing the movement mechanics. The standard jump peek you are probably familiar with will usually look like this, where you give yourself some space to run up so you can get a solid air strafe that still lets you view in front of you. This jump peek variation can start closer, gets better vision, and is much safer. First, jump diagonally towards the corner and continue to air strafe in the same direction. To pull yourself back to safety, just press the 2 opposite directional keys and you immediately move in that direction. Unlike Counter-Strike, you can fully cancel your momentum when b-hopping. Once you master this peek, you are able to get a perfect view of what's in front of you while simultaneously staying safe. Dapper from Sentinels is a player that has popularized this method of jump peeking, and I would recommend watching him play to find creative ways to apply this strategy. How you move when taking a site is extremely important when trying to find entries or to just be efficient with your movement in general. A missed jump or a single misstep can be the reason you miss a frag that could have won the round. This commonly happens when you're scaling into B-site on bind. When attacking B-site, most players choose to clear the site by either walking on the left or the right side of the tube. If they are playing backside though, jumping on top of tube is an insanely strong angle. Most don't realize though that after you make the initial jump, you can just walk up to the top without having to jump again. All you have to do is walk in the middle where the ramp is. Movement is one of the most underrated skills to have when it comes to the tactical FPS genre. In a game where one pixel can separate a headshot from a whiff, any tricks to increase your evasiveness goes a long way. If you guys liked the video, make sure to check out my Twitch. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of your day.